Hello, everybody. Hello. Welcome to Visual Communication, the Media. My name is Adam Rosetsky. It's a pleasure to see each and every one of you. I'm so excited to have you all here. We've made it to the end of week one. That's correct. We are here at the end of week one. So, a lot of good things. Really excited. So, we talked a lot about sensory communication, how that applies with everything. In the end of it, we talked about balance and color and how everything works with that. Now we're going to talk about lines and how they can play a difference with it as well. And lines are really crucial with a lot of different things where lines can really, depending on the weight, the style, the curves with it, can really add more detail to it and really add emotion in different ways to read it and different kind of feelings from it based upon how you look at it. So let's take a look at some lines and go from there and see how we can be feeling the senses from them, a lot of things. So a line is one of the basic visual elements of communication. Lines direct the flow of content, they divide space, and emphasis on specific areas. You have to keep in mind, though, that each type of line represents a different kind of mood or sense. So that's something we have to keep in mind. So let's take a look at how some of them may work. So straight lines are interesting. Just basic straight lines, very consistent, very vertical or horizontal. They give the impression of strictness and rigidity. A lot of times when you see straight lines, groups or companies or people that are using them in design tend to use straight lines to showcase organization and reliability because of how consistent they are, because of how they're built and how structured they are. It's very trustful. It's reliable. We know these things. It's what we're going to be expecting, especially on viewer points, and that's something to keep in mind with. Now, curved lines, unlike straight lines and how they're positioned, show playfulness and grace. These lines are more flexible, and they show a different side of trust compared to where we understand how these lines are going to be. We don't have to worry about what it looks. But if groups or companies use flexible lines and curved lines, they tend to show security in the fact that they put viewers at ease, that they don't have to feel like they're contained in a box or contained in specific areas. It's a little bit more fun. It's a little bit more enjoyable. So when you see a lot of curved elements with it, this is how you kind of feel with it. It kind of just feels like you're going with the flow a lot of times. Compared to where everything's very straight and organized and specific at every point, curved lines tend to flow a little bit more, and that's huge. Now, diagonal lines, these can be a little bit hard on the eye, but if you take a look at it, they're the most enjoyable sometimes too. They're pleasant and stimulating the eye. They also help direct the eyes of viewers. You tend to see a lot of diagonal lines be pointed to where like they can focus to where viewers can look at a lot. And using too many can cause confusion and tension a lot of times. So if you look at too many diagonal lines at once, like this image right here, it kind of hurts a little bit. And you tend to see diagonalized used to promote exciting events because that's where that viewpoint's going to a lot of times. They're trying to show those off. Same thing with thick, dark lines. We tend to see these with events and like really cool promotional elements, movie posters, because they're meant for boldness. They're meant for confidence and used for strength. They're meant for things to appear successful and confidence and things to pop out like, go see this. This is amazing. Or check out this video game. It's going to be awesome. That's what these bold lines are meant to show. They're supposed to be very, very, very specific, to the point, and not only that, just bold and confident. And they definitely showcase what you want to look at because they section off areas you need to see, and that's huge. Now, we also have thin, light lines. We tend to see these a lot. They're much like regular lines, but they're a little thin. These can be dealt with either in organized lines or in curved lines, and they're meant for delicacy and gentleness. Now, they're meant for organized, but not an overbearing look a lot of times. They're not supposed to be strong. They're supposed to kind of fade and just support, really. Companies that tend to use these lines for curved and straight lines are meant to showcase beauty without intimidation. That's really the aspect about that. And then finally, you have grouped lines. Grouped lines are a little bit different too. They're meant for exploration. Unlike straight organized lines, those are very consistent. Grouped lines can be grouped in different areas but have the same characteristics. They're meant to show numbers, data, structures, comparisons. And companies use these to showcase their numbers on research to really showcase data. And that's when you tend to see group lines a lot of times. Group lines tend to play a part if they're showcasing specific elements or comparisons a lot. And that's where you tend to see that more. All right, other than that, that's pretty much all I got. Just a little bit about lines and how they can be used and what people view from them and some aspects about that. But that's pretty much it. So if you have any questions, comments, concerns, let me know. Do keep in mind, discussions are due today. That includes your initial post and your reply post. Keep also, next week, initial posts are due on Tuesdays, so don't forget about that. No more Saturdays, just Tuesdays for initial posts, and then Saturdays for reply posts. You also have your live lecture assignment. Make sure you turn that in tomorrow because that's going to be a 0 on your attendance. You don't want that if it's not due by the end of if it's not turned in by any week. And you also have your written assignment as well. Please let me know if you have any questions. I'm going to be online all weekend. Other than that, that's all I got. So be safe, have fun, enjoy, take it easy, and have a good one, my friends. Bye-bye.